Hey guys, what's up? Captain Ants reporting for duty. Ooh. The chew over there. Doing the most important work in the universe. Clearing out the little ones. Hola!
Ciao.
Well guys, look at this weather. So nice. None of that rainy business. I wonder what we'll do today. You know what? I think we should start off by removing some power posts. I might need them. It's so crowded in here, look at that. Well, a mess. But guys, today's mission, I guess I finally made up my mind. Like I said, I'm gonna make the decision in the morning. I'm just gonna keep going with the spaceport projects right now. The last time we finished up the firewood area nicely. I think this part came out pretty good. Got rid of all the dirt. Nice gravelly sand under the dirt, so we kept that. And now I have a very nice spot to store my firewood boxes, plus a lot of room left over as well. The goal of this video though is quite big, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to finish it all in one video actually. But to basically lay down the ground rules, here's what I need to do. First things first, I gotta relocate this bunch. Then that. Also everything here, and maybe something as well over there. Now where I'm gonna fit all this stuff, dude, I have no idea. Probably inside Joseph's fuel tank, but don't tell that guy. But after the removing mission, I need to continue with the removing mission. So next up would be a bunch of trees in the way. I bet this guy is gonna be like... What trees, bro? I don't see any trees. After the tree chop though, the topsoil has to go. Same situation that we did there. I'm just gonna scrape the topsoil out and I'm gonna leave the bottom, or I don't know, subsoil or whatever you wanna call it. It's basically that type of rocky sand which is all over this place. I mean, that's the reason we have 2 sand quarries nearby. I mean, they're literally like 1 kilometer apart from each other. There is a lot of sand, gravel, rocks, deposits in this whole area. I think the entire farm stand is just sitting on a gold mine basically. So we don't really need to haul anything in. I just remove the topsoil and already have like a perfect bottom base for everything, right? And after the topsoil removal mission, I basically just need to smooth everything out, make sure it's flat, and then I can park the equipment into the new spot, because this will be my parking spot for equipment, also future buys. So everything will go here. I have plenty of space to park everything, plus extra room left over. So I think that's gonna be like, I can't wait for that part, honestly. That's just gonna be great. Couple of extra things as well that I need to think about. Now I really like that I installed a fence there, and I figured maybe I should add a fence bordering the parking space as well. So it would start off from there, take a little turn here, and probably stop here. I'm not gonna be going any further than the concrete rings on this spot. I'm actually gonna stop here, but in the future I want to continue with the pathway forward from here, so I could you know, work on the abandoned property a bit better. Right now I don't really have like a pathway over there, so that would be actually really great. The second thing was about drainage. Now I'm not really sure how things are going to play out with that, because this entire area is on a slope, and massive rainstorms might actually take like a lot of this sand which is mixed with the rocks downhill. So maybe that's gonna be a problem, maybe not. I'm not really sure at the moment. Maybe I need to think about drainage as well. Oh, there was a dirt thing as well. Yeah, I need to fix up this area. So all the topsoil I get from upstairs, I'm gonna be dumping into this area, and I want to smooth everything out, put the grass seed down. I want this area to be nice, just plain grass field. Maybe we're gonna plant some trees here, not sure at the moment. Right now the thing looks like a catastrophe, right? It's just a bunch of huge rocks everywhere. It just looks so bad. But hopefully once we get the topsoil from there to here and smooth everything out, I think it's gonna look as good as this part. Oh, one more thing. Probably most likely not part of this video, but then once I finish this whole area, I want to create a road that goes down to the stream. So this will be like the last bit of dirt road I have on the property that I actively use. And if I fix this up as well, that means I really have like no reason to go on dirt anymore. All the machines will be driving on gravel or that sandy stuff. And I think the Volvo can even manage with his tires on the sandy stuff compared to the mud, where it will basically just not move. It's just kind of there, and then we need to fire up Joseph to move it. I mean, Joseph doesn't mind, but it's just annoying. So that's the plans, that's the goals at the moment. We're immediately gonna go fire up the Yanmar and get to work. And the first thing we need to do is relocate these guys, and I've given it some thought where I'm gonna put them. Because I can't put them on the pad at the moment, the stupid 701 is in the way. I figured I'm gonna temporarily put them here, hence why I mentioned the electric post. I'm gonna put a couple of electric posts down on this location, stack all the logs here. That will basically force me to do the sawmilling video as fast as possible, because I will be blocking off that area, right? So immediately after I fix the 701 and roll it out of here, I have to do the sawmilling. The only thing that I don't really like about this idea is that the logs are probably going to drop a lot of junk on that area, and then I would need to clean that chunk up. So, but I think I don't really have like a better solution at the moment. I don't want to take these guys further anywhere. That would mean I would need to haul them back later. So putting them here next to the pad is actually, I think, the best option at the moment that I have. Well, to be honest, the best option would be to wait and fix that guy. Then I could get it out of here, put the log deck on the pad, put the logs on the deck, go through the logs, and then that's settled. But I'm kind of impatient, I still have 2 or 3 days until I get the parts for that guy, and I think I can do a lot in 2 or 3 days, maybe do the entire parking space during that time. So let's just kind of get to work. I'm gonna go grab the electric posts. One of them is on the ground there, which I barked, but the other one is still up in the air, so I need to dig that out. That's why we need the Yanmar. The first post I dug up with the Bobcat, but that just took forever. Let's get the Yanmar there, and you use this guy to dig the post out. If you're wondering about the grass truck, then I put that project on a little pause at the moment about building the dump bed, but I'm gonna continue it eventually. I mean, I want to focus on the spaceport at the moment, at least get the parking spot finished. So maybe after that I'm gonna go back to there. Aloha. ma olen kaevan selle kõrgepingeliini maha sealt.
Minugi pärast.
Jah. Let's start with baby steps first, shall we? There's like a little thing over there. That thing wiggles nicely. I think it's about to break off, maybe. Gotta be careful with that. Oh look, it's the police. Yeah, nothing weird is happening over here. Keep moving, good sir. Damn beavers, they're evolving. They're building their dams out of old concrete posts now. Well, that's not good. Actually, I have one more here, but you know, the lines on this one are kind of blurred at the moment. And for those who are wondering, there used to be like a local gas station on this spot. There's really nothing much left of that, honestly. Couple of pieces of scrap iron, some fencing, and and the pillar blocks which held the fuel tanks. And actually this whole area used to be like a huge farming center back in the old days, but yeah, as of right now there's really nothing much left of that business. Everything is privately owned now, and a couple of people are still in business doing their own thing. But about the lines being a bit blurred on this post, I think it's not on my property, so I can't grab this one. I'm not really sure where the property line is. All I know is that it's somewhere on this side of the road, because that road is a private road. That's my own private road. But that post, probably not. 1 second, I'm quickly gonna check. Whoops. Hopefully you enjoyed the nose. But dude, according to this information, the property line is actually right over here. So this post is also on my property. Look at that. I had no idea. Very good. We should grab this guy as well, but at the moment I have nowhere to put it, so maybe this guy can stay here for the time being until I need it. Good to know that it's also on my property, so I can grab it when I need it. That's actually a really nice surprise there. To turn on this grass. The tracks just don't want to turn. What the crap was that? Dude, my mouth is filled with topsoil. What the hell was that? Something exploded. Operation Hijack the electric posts went pretty well. Wouldn't you agree? I think this is like the best option to have for firewood logs. About maybe like 8 or 9 meters long. I think this is a pretty decent length. I actually want to use those posts as like a permanent sawmilling log storage location. At the moment I have like a bunch of crap under there, just bits and pieces to keep the logs off the ground. And I would say this length is pretty decent as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 5, not 9, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, actually perfect. Now, in addition to the post, I was also thinking maybe build up some type of a bank behind the posts and then add like a couple of shorter posts, maybe get the dirt concrete post as well, cut it in half, put it like on the bank. Crayon over here, one moment, I'm gonna visualize it for you. So post on the ground, build the bank behind the post and put like a shorter post like that, so I could stack logs against the mount. So the further end is built up higher, you know, and as the pile goes, it gets smaller. So basically, like the log deck, so I could store more material, you know, vertically upwards. I haven't really nailed out where I'm gonna place that location though. It's gonna be somewhere over here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be on this side, in the center somewhere. We're probably not in the center, or somewhere over there. So I still need to figure that part out, where I'm gonna do that. But you know, once everything's finished, then I'm gonna have like a permanent spot for firewood, permanent spot for sawmill material, permanent spot for firewood material, which is the log deck, but not that one. Gonna build a new one, and a permanent spot for parking all the machinery in one spot. So if everything kind of goes up in flames, then I lose everything overnight, which is very excellent. We can start over. No, we're not gonna start over, we're just gonna quit. But until that doesn't happen, I think that's an excellent idea. Guys, I'm gonna drop in for a moment with some off-topic business. Now, some of you have asked why I don't use steel to build my sheds. I actually have like a very good reason. One of many reasons that I don't want to use steel. So, by the way, this has happened multiple times now, but as I was backing in the Yanmar, I forgot to lower the boom, and that part just kind of slammed into that beam over there. You can even see like a little dent. Now imagine if that was like an I-beam or a box tube. It would just scrape the chrome off the rod 100%. I would need a new stick for that guy. But because that's wood, no harm done. It's just kind of push the building a bit, nothing much else. I really like wooden sheds, but there's like one sucky thing about them. If they catch on fire, then you're pretty much screwed. I think this is pretty good. I decided to use the grass truck as like a wall so the logs would not roll off from the end. I'm gonna start hauling the logs around now. This is most likely gonna take a bit of time. And I'm gonna use the Bobcat for this part. I would use the Volvo, but I don't have enough room to maneuver with that guy over here. Plus, the gap between the posts is kind of meant for Bobcat anyway. vahi, mida sa kastiga teed seal omadega. Ma ei saa võtta niimoodi vittu, see üks palk on jumala viltsu seal omadega. That looks like Bender will serve. It does grab a lot of dirt with it though. I don't think I can do much about that. Well, that's actually a pretty heavy load. I can feel the entire loader kind of wiggle slightly, but not enough to even remotely lift the rear end off the ground. Not even close. I'm guessing this is maybe like 4 or 5 tons there right now. These are very long pieces and poplar full of water as well. It's actually surprisingly well even. that mission. This guy seems a bit sketchy. I know. Yeah, I should probably try to get that one down. Might actually roll. But yeah, I would say this was like first decent test ever since the little upgrades we did, right? Everything looks cool at the moment. Yeah, I think it's arrived. Good job, Bender. This was actually much more fun than with the Bobcat. I never really planned to use that thing for logs, but I guess it works, right? And that guy seemed to handle those chunky pieces pretty well. A lot more stable than the Bobcat as well. With the Bobcat, you're just kind of jumping around a lot. Loader seems to work a lot better. Plus, the articulating frame, dude. Dude, I love that. And the fact that I can turn that guy around on this little spot is just insane. I mean, try to do something like this with the freaking cross track, bro. I wouldn't even know how many points you would need in order to turn that guy around here. Maybe like a 200 or 300 point turn. Bro, that's gonna take like an entire week. And for example, when I drove that guy in here, I couldn't even make that turn. It was so annoying. I had to go back like 3 times. I mean forward 3 times in order to spin the wheel enough in order to get past this little turn. Cool truck, but yeah, I don't know, maneuverability is basically zero on that guy. About the loader part though, I think I would slightly benefit if I cut this little corner a bit more flush. What do you guys think? I think that's kind of in the way when you're trying to squeeze the logs together. Maybe, I'm not sure, might help. But anyway, next order of business. Let's just keep clearing things out. Let's grab the boxes next. Oh, sneaky bastard. Look at this guy, this is spinning over here. Where is that guy? And it's not the right size. I think I don't have that size even. Bobcat had some type of a weird size. Maybe we can still use it though. I think that's like, well, I don't really know. The biggest I have is M12, and clearly this is still too small. I don't think it's M14. That's way too big. Probably some American size that I don't have. Okay, so I'm gonna try to move this guy now. I'm probably gonna put it next to the harrow over there, just kind of out of the way until I need it. And this thing weighs like 4 point something tons, so I think it's like almost half what the Volvo is actually capable of lifting. I'm gonna put the grappler attachment, you know, somewhere, and then try to lift this guy without any attachment, so that should give me some advantage over there, I guess. As for the finer stuff though, man, I've been giving it some serious thought now, and I don't really have like a very good solution for that. You know, ever since, well, up to this point I've used this stupid wooden box, but dude, that's just pointless. That thing will crumble to dust with time, and if you try to lift it with the Bobcat, this is gonna break apart. I think at the moment I'm just gonna store all this stuff inside the big metal box that I bought. Yeah, I bought that thing a while ago now. I wanted to originally use it on the grass as a dump bed. It even has a couple of nice cylinders. That was included with the deal. But I think I'm not gonna use this box for the grass. This is actually too big for that truck. I would need to make it smaller. And maybe I can use it in the future, use it as like a storage bin instead. I'm not really 100% sure on that plan yet. But I figured maybe build a roof on it as well. Then I could use it as a storage spot. Might be a good idea, right? Actually, I need to buy more. I need to buy a couple of more boxes like that. So I need one for the grass dump bed, 100%. But I need another one for scrap steel, because I hate keeping scrap steel inside these white boxes. They are just too small. I mean, you can't really fit much of anything in them. They're just gonna get filled so fast. Kind of pointless. I wanna get rid of most of the white stuff. Actually, I don't like them. I have another box that I wanna buy. The box is only 300 bucks, but the shipping fees here are like 500 bucks. So that kind of renders that option obsolete, I would say. Or maybe I'm gonna buy it. I'm not sure. It kind of depends. I think that box would work very well for scrap stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna getting off topic again. So, you know, I think in the future I wanna keep the grappler mostly on the Volvo, and I wanna use the 701 for earth moving stuff. That's why I wanna install that loader on the tractor. I think that would actually work a bit better, because that has better traction and more power and everything. But then again, you know, driving that thing around feels like you're driving a giant articulating brick. Driver comfort, or rather work comfort, is basically non-existent. So maybe once we install the loader on the 701 and try it out, 5 minutes later, immediately we want to take it off, because it's just so bad. Quite. This may be a bit of an issue today. I have to be very careful on what day I choose to use the Volvo because of the tire situation. Now looks like a small beechcraft. Maybe I should start buying planes instead of hunk of metals. Might be actually more fun. Oh, another one as well. Maybe they're having a race. But because of the tire situation on the Volvo, I can't really go on wet mud with the dude. You know, on wet mud, that guy has like zero traction. It's not gonna move anywhere, even if you lock the front differential. Now the rear differential cannot be locked on this loader. That's like always open. But the front one can be locked. Inside the cab, there's like a little button at the floor that you push down and that will lock the thing. But no, even if you lock it on wet mud, you're not gonna go anywhere. On wet sandy gravel though, no problem whatsoever. That's why I wanna get rid of the mud. That's actually like one of many reasons. So I could use the Volvo as well in this area without needing to either buy a new set of tires, which by the way will cost about 5 grand if you were curious, or buying a set of chains for the guy, which will cost about 2 grand. However, I think once I fix the mud issue, I don't even need chains. I can use this guy in this area, and yeah, I wouldn't need to use chains or buy new tires. Actually, even if I bought new tires, it's not gonna work. And that type of tire is not meant for driving in mud. So even if it has like brand new treads on it, it's still gonna get stuck. I would need basically something like the Giroves has, tractor tires on the guy, then it would be pretty good. And I guess we'll see. Once I remove the mud and we'll see how the traction works or doesn't, then we'll take the next step. And I think the next step would be to make my own chains for the thing rather than buying like a set. And if that doesn't work, then we can think about buying new tires for the guy. So we're gonna take one step at a time, try one thing. If it doesn't work, try the next thing. If that doesn't work, most likely we're gonna order a bunch of concrete trucks and concrete the whole lot. Oh, yeah. Stop sleeping on the job. You know, I'm not really sure which side is more heavier, either the bucket side or the side with a bunch of steel on it. The red straps are roughly in the center, but it's gonna tilt to either side. At the moment, I'm not sure which side it's gonna tilt to. So this is more like a stability strap rather than a lifting strap. Well, the stupid bucket wants to come inside the cab. Clearly we don't have enough room for both of us in there, right? I'm gonna try to hook it up to the other side. Maybe that's gonna fix the problem. But I think the weight is actually pretty centered on that one. That third string is not even necessary, apparently. This is a heavy boy though. 4 point, I think it was like 6 tons, 4.6 tons or 4.7 tons. This is a pretty heavy boy. Why gear belt parts so heavy? This one arm weighs like 100 kilos. Unreal. I kind of like this box. I mean, I don't know. Let's just imagine if I put a roof on it. It's basically like a shipping container, right? But you can open all the sides. All these sides can be opened, no problem. You can access it from any direction. Even the back hatch opens. This guy actually opens 2 ways. It opens like that, and then it also opens like that. So just like a double feature over there. The only thing that doesn't open is the front. But no, this is not that important anyway. puurna. Kurat, sitt, hoia kinni, sa polnud mu-. Counterweight na. And you could literally use that piece as like a counterweight on a small tractor. I think probably weighs like 60 kilos. That's just crazy. But about using this box as a project box, I think that's a fantastic idea. It's big enough that I can store everything here, and I don't need to throw them all in a pile, you know. For example, in the smaller box, if I need something and sometimes it's like at the very bottom, you need to dig it out, but here I can sort things out, and it's gonna be a lot easier to access everything. And these things are some serious rams. I don't think we need to for the grass dump bed. Might do something else with the other one. Whoops. What do you guys think? What should we do? Or should we just add to? Oh, by the way, I don't even know the condition of those things. The guy told me they're good, but man, I've been kind of screwed over lately. A lot. Nope. It doesn't look that big, but that's heavy. I've been waiting for this moment since forever. Since I was like a little bird. By this moment, I mean, I was kind of waiting for the day until I finally got to change this wooden box out with a decent metal box. Maybe you guys remember when we built this guy, and we have moved it around throughout many different locations. And you know, with every move attempt, the box just kept breaking apart. Really annoying. So I'm really happy I'm finally getting rid of this guy. This has been a very long dream now for a while, and that option is just so much better. Look at that. All the crap I've ever owned and collected nicely fit. The piece of crap Makita drill included. Do we even have room left over? We gotta go buy more crap. But anyway guys, cleanup mission is now complete. To look at the amount of free space here. I already love this idea. We'll call it the oil port because everything leaks. But you know, I think for that reason, maybe in the future we should do a giant concrete pad here as well. Now obviously I'm talking about the leaks. I'm pretty sure I can't mend all of them. So it would be great if I could stop the oil from seeping down into the ground. So a concrete pad there might be actually a pretty decent idea. But next order of business, guys. I think I have everything cleared out of the way now. Nothing there. I'm not really sure about these things. Maybe they will kind of get in the way, or maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm just gonna kind of push them a bit further out. Oh, by the way, I've made up my mind where I'm gonna put the permanent spot for the logs. And I figured this is the best spot to put the logs because if I come from that forest, I usually come up this hill, so I could just park next to the pile. And if I come from the other forest, same situation. I can just drive along the pile, deposit everything here. That means if we get up to this point with the digging mission, then instead of removing the topsoil, we need to build up some type of a little bank that will serve as the backbone for the log pile. But anyway guys, let's just kind of pick up with the next mission, and that's removing these trees. Now, I'm willing to bet you that either all of them, or at least like half maybe, are rot inside, just like this. I've noticed this a lot in this area overall, so I think actually all these trees are the same. But maybe not. I guess we'll see in a moment. Not sure why this keeps happening in this area. Maybe it's cursed. Yeah, look at that. Completely rot inside. I think they're all like that. Honestly, this one was even special. For some reason, half the tree was missing. How would I know? I don't know. The thing just walked off in the middle of the night. screw trap. I think let's pull out Jan Marino to help us out in this part. What do you think, guys? Every single one of them is rot in the center. A bunch of holes everywhere. Now I'm thinking AIDS or Ebola. You know, the tree version of them. On a plus note though, the rot doesn't seem to like go very far. It usually stops at around a meter, maybe 2. And from there it looks pretty okay. So on overall, actually I'm glad I'm removing these trees as well, because I mean they're kind of rot, right? Pointless. They might grow for a while, but eventually they're just gonna fall on my giravets, which is not good. But you know, I'm almost finished here. I got 3 bigger ones left. I would actually love to leave this guy, but it would be in the middle of the parking spot, and that's kind of pointless. So sadly this guy has to go as well. Maybe we could try to like replant this guy. I don't know. Oh, there's some damage there as well. It's not worth it. Yeah, probably not worth it. I mean, might go for a while, but eventually it's just gonna die. I don't think they like to be replanted at such an age, right? Oh, look at that, guys. The abandoned clay building over there is crumbling away. I think by the time I reached that building, it's just already gone. Yeah, I just have so much going on. I'm kind of hoping to salvage some of it if I ever get this far, but looks like it's deteriorating faster than I can get near it. There's no point really trying to patch up that roof. I mean, half the building is missing, so no point fixing that thing. I mean, the moment I go on there, it's just gonna collapse, right? Plus freaking asbestos roofing panels, man. But you know, other than that nonsense over there, I think everything here is going pretty good. You know, a lot of space has already opened up. Just need to remove those as well, and then we're pretty much good. Bet I can hit the roof panel. I think that did not even break. Sorry, little buddy. You're just kinda in the way. The fuel. Inconvenient timing, that is all. Nothing to do with fate. Look at that. So cute. And that guy is kind of leaning towards that guy, so maybe we should do it. Just imagine if you were near the tree and you get hit in the jaw like that. No more jaw, right? That's insane. Just imagine the energy. No more head maybe. And that's why you should always like walk away from the tree if it's falling, because the end can just jump up like that. I'm gonna try to counter this lean that way. Not sure how successful that will be. Doesn't wanna go there. And this one is a bit odd one as well. Whoop! It's like a snake. I just pointed it towards the right direction. Much better now. Calabanga. Dude, this doesn't take any time at all. Maybe like 30 minutes. What the hell? Maybe we should keep going. Well, actually, cutting down the trees is the easy part. Clean up takes forever. Plus, I'm not quite done yet. Actually, I want to remove some smaller ones here as well. And I think the line will be going from somewhere here. So we need to push this guy further into the mess as well. But the fence, yeah, the fence, not the line, will go like that. And then it will turn there. So all these smaller little dirts need to go as well. But I think for these, I'm gonna put on the scissor attachment. I think that's actually like a better option for this setup. Although, maybe it's not worth it. I'm not really sure. Oh, what do we have here? A bunch of holes, okay. Maybe it's the ace I was talking about. Maybe it has something to do with that. One moment, guys. I'm gonna try to clean everything up. Hopefully the camera won't go dark mode again. Man, I love this little bird. So useful. Wouldn't you agree? And maybe we need to revisit that situation soon. Maybe I should do something about that. Some of you guys have already mentioned it multiple times now, actually. This stupid rattling noise or camera shaking during machining part. It's the stupid GoPro mount, the little flange. It's just junk, bro. I'm gonna show you on my backup camera something that I rarely use. Basically the problem is there. It's just too much play. And I replaced this part out, I don't know, like a couple of weeks ago, and it's already so bad. For example, this is the new part. I ordered two just in case. This has almost no play whatsoever. Guess I'm gonna change it out again. This part took forever to arrive as well. It's kind of lame. Waited like a month for it. If they go bad in just 2 weeks, then why would you even wait a month for it? One screw hole is kind of messed up there. Couldn't get the screw out, sadly. But it's holding on with 3 as well, so shouldn't be a problem. Bunch of Chinese crap that doesn't last. If this wears out as well in like a week, then I'm just gonna make my own mount. And I know it's kind of annoying when it's rattling a lot while the thing is mounted on the machine, and I've noticed that as well. It's just I can't edit that crap out as well. It's just annoying. Sorry guys. That's a little bit better. By the way, the GoPro camera actually does have amazing stabilization going on. So most of the time you don't even see the wiggling. But the camera is actually wiggling a lot. The GoPro just automatically just kind of cancels that out. Look at that. Brand new. Look at that, brand new. That's junk. Even the original mount. This camera is unused, by the way. This is just my backup camera. Even this is wiggling around so much. What a bunch of crap. Maybe we can work with this. We'll revisit it if that doesn't last. Change my mind, guys, sorry. Threesome will not get some action today. It's just a bunch of waste of time. I mean, I only have like maybe like 20 pieces that I need to cut. We can just caveman style this part. Piss off and die. Man, firewood. Will that crap ever end? I hope not. Dude, I would be out of work. And Spence the unemployed. A title I'm not looking forward for. DJ oled? Freaking mess, look at that. Honestly, I kinda hate hauling brush to the bio with the Bobcat. That guy is so flimsy, it drops half the stuff en route. Kinda annoying. Surprisingly, the Volvo grappler works for brush a lot better. It, I don't know, it tightly seems to lock everything together. I don't recall having like spillovers when I was hauling brush with that guy. But another step done. Look at that. The rotten pieces of scraps are gone. This actually went pretty fast. It only took me an entire day. Pretty good, I would say. I made like a little extra expansion on the expansion. Basically like a little bucket over here. I figured I'm gonna put something special over here. Yeah. I think this is actually pretty good now. Gonna get my nice line, little curve, secret pocket, and I figured I'm gonna leave the underside of the power line free. I mean, actually legally you're not really allowed to put anything under the power line anyway. I'm sure nobody would really care, but well, I figured I'm gonna leave like a little pathway here, so if I ever go and work on the abandoned property, then I will have like a driveway already over there. Right now I don't really have like a very good option to even go there. Everything's kind of blocked off on that end. Got those concrete rings in the way, a giant rock mountain in the way, so basically I just need to go like around a very big round, but from here I have like instant access, right? So most likely I'm gonna leave the power line area as a passable driveway into that lot. Can't wait until it's finished. It should be by the end of this video. I'm not gonna abandon you guys just yet. But next order of business, I figured I'm gonna maybe make the mountain for the log pile location or the back first, and then we'll start digging out everything out, and the mountain will be somewhere here. I'm gonna make the mountain maybe like my height, maybe slightly higher, and I think we can use this pile for that purpose. Actually, just haul this thing over there with that guy. Oh yeah, look at that. Shit just got interesting. Mida te ronite mul saapa otsas, munnikari raisk, ma teid põlema panen varsti kõik sinna. Kuradi siperdad raisk. Poolt peaks siis sisse lööma. Opadi! Now we're ready to conquer the world. Let's go. Now, I haven't moved this guy ever since the stump removal mission. I'm kind of curious how the thing will fire up. Last time I tried, it didn't really want to go. Oi, блядь, no. Look at that. What the fuck is that? Whoa. Pilvelõhku. Let's give it a bit of glow plug action as well. Okay. With the glow plug it went pretty well. Sad it's not summer mode. I mean winter mode. Shouldn't be the case. Stupid engine. Needs a rebuild, I think. crazy it would be if this guy had a dunk. I mean a thumb, not dunk. That would be insane. I need to clean those up with the Yanmar and put them on the trailer. I'm not sure if Yanmar is even capable of lifting them on it. Look at the freaking reach, bro. That's just insane. It takes me a couple of weeks to drive there with the Yanmar. There's a stump there or something. Look at that, bro. Guy has more dirt in a single bucket than my little stupid red trailer can handle. What is up with that? Where's the off button? Oh. Bite size, bro. Unreal. I think it took me like 15 minutes to get the stupid stumps out. It's something like that. Well, luckily these stumps are not super huge, so we should be able to load them up on the trailer and then carry them out like that. But yeah, I really like it. I'm really liking that excavator. That's just so much power. Ah, look at that little dirt. But yeah, this little dirt will currently be able to do something that the big dirt can't do. No thumb. So at least I can nicely load up this stuff. hijacking. guys weigh so much? Ow. Freaking 2 minutes to rip out the stumps and 2 hours to clean everything up. Bro, that makes no sense. Such a guy. That guy weighs so much. I mean, it's like it's literally like putting another Joseph on top of Joseph. then it's the same weight. This thing is just massive, huge. It's like walking under a bridge. 32 tons of fun. What a mess. Sellest kasvab, ma ei saa, lase suhu endale seda. this is gonna be lots of fun, honestly. It's actually very smoothing to dig with this thing. And you get a lot done with a single scoop. I think this is a better option than using Joseph, definitely. A lot more mud here though. Man, what a catastrophic mess. Also, things are not really looking great down there as well. As you can see, something happened when I was trying to climb up the hill, as the tractor went like that. Well, at least now I know why the slew ring was empty when I bought the thing. Look at that. Holy shit. Man. It all came from that hole. The slew housing. I think, well, honestly, I don't even know what that hole is for. But as the excavator tilted backwards, all the oil also rushed to this side, right? So quite a bit of that oil actually came out of that hole. That means, I mean, we should be able to go and see inside the slew housing from that hole, right? I don't even know why that hole is there, honestly. I mean, it can let dust in, right? That's not good. And up to this date, it was kind of mysterious why the slew housing was empty. Because I did not see any leaks anywhere. But the moment we climbed, with the rear end being down, everything went to hell. Yeah, it's basically inside the freaking compartment. Oil down there, see? Maybe we should put some construction foam in that hole. I don't even understand why that hole needs to be there. Also, check out Leakmaster 5000 over there. Just my homemade engine pan is just covered in oil all over. So we got coolant, mud, and obviously engine oil, right? Maybe hydraulic fluid as well. This thing is spewing out from everywhere. And even the old blue doesn't leak this much. Wow. I think we can finish this project, but definitely I need to park this guy for the before the next project hits, and try to fix at least some of the leaks, at least some of the major ones, right? This is a bit much, honestly. At least it won't rust away. Dude, I don't even know what the freaking cylinder is doing. I've been standing here for like a couple of minutes now. I haven't seen a single drop. Maybe that's not that bad. It seems like once the oil gets warm, the seals walls or something and it stops the leak. What was that? Stop messing around, wind. But about the hole in the slew ring, obviously it's some type of a scarf joint, right, where the two ends of the seal meet, and maybe that needs to be there. Maybe not, I'm not really sure. I did ask my chick at the AI store, and she said that it needs to be there, but yeah, about 50% of the time she doesn't know what she's talking about, so I'm not really sure. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna leave it as is right now, and I'm not gonna put any butt plug inside that hole at the moment. I just have to keep in mind the positioning of the excavator, I guess. If it's level like it is at the moment, then the fluid level is, you know, somewhere over there, maybe a bit higher. But if the excavator like tilts backwards, rear end being down, then all the oil just rushes to this side, I guess, and escapes from the hole. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be like that by design, right? That kind of makes no sense. You should be able to work with the excavator on a pretty severe tilt even, and it shouldn't leak all its fluids out. So something's definitely up, but at the moment I think I'm not gonna try to like JB weld that hole shut with anything. I'm just gonna keep the positioning of the excavator as level as possible, or tilting the other way, because this just kind of happened the moment I climbed that little slope. Nothing over there, it's just kind of started over there, so has to be that, right? I think we don't need to check the oil at the moment. We probably lost maybe like a couple of liters maximum. There should be like 20 or 30 liters in there, so we should be good. About the engine oil leak though, that's kind of actually a lot. Seems like it's leaking from multiple spots even. We still have buttloads of oil in there though. I think we're gonna finish this project, but if we don't want to do like the next big thing, we need to deal with those leaks, right? This kind of sucks here, honestly. I wish I didn't do this last year. Now I never removed the mud from this area. I just put that fabric down and bunch of that nice stuff on top, but now it's kind of in the way. I'm not really sure what to do. Should I dig it out or leave it and create like a little slope? That means I would need to bring material here, at least 2 or 3 loads to make it somewhat good. And if I dug it out, I would need to dug it out basically from here. Also everything from here. I think I don't want to do that. Yeah, if I dig everything out, honestly, then I'm gonna have like a huge ledge on the concrete. Right now I have like a little ramp up there, so let's keep this, whatever. Let's keep digging from here all the way around. So much more my paint job, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep digging. Dude, what a mountain, look at that. Oh man, nice. engine doesn't smoke though, look at that. That's good, right? No blue smoke, no gray smoke. We only get a little bit of black smoke if we put a serious load on the engine, but I think that's normal for a diesel engine. Dude, I think apart from a couple of leaks here and there, This is a solid machine, right? Bored yet? Well, are you? I can genuinely say that I'm not bored. This is so much fun. I have to watch out for the power line though. Been keeping a steady eye on that guy. lõksu ka ette tegelikult ja kuhu ma ta ikka panen, ta on nii suur raisk. Actually a new plan, guys. I'm gonna leave the hole here. Sinna käivad. First time driving excavator, how am I gonna do it, man? Sometimes I just don't get it. Dude, what a skyscraper that one is. It's unbelievable how much material you can get by just lowering the entire area. I know, like half a meter. I mean, look at that freaking mountain, bro. That's just crazy. That's the biggest dirt mountain I've ever built up. I think it's maybe roughly the same amount which we built the wall next to the road. And that one over there. Man, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's roughly the same amount. The only difference is that building that wall took about 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, with the Bobcat. I wonder how long this will take to get rid of. So, this is a pretty crazy amount, but I really like the new. Well, I like that the area is lower now. Actually, it feels more natural. this way anyway. We got rid of the dirt, plus we don't need to haul any material in. So it's like a win-win-win situation, right? I think I need to use the Volvo from here on out. You get rid of the mountain, smooth everything out. Up to that point, mission finished. Okay, this is kind of weird. While I was operating the thing, I constantly kept an eye on the temp gauge. I wanted to just lower the boom on the ground, but I can't start the thing at the moment. Maybe now we can. Oh, it's going low now. Dropping now. Okay, I think I need to wait before I shut this engine down. Let it circulate that coolant for a bit. Very quickly it dropped down, yeah. Okay. I guess if the coolant is not circulating, then hot spots are generated very fast. I thought there was a bad sensor, but no, we're good. It's actually pretty impressive. Just seconds ago I measured the block head and it was 104 degrees Celsius. After running for like, I don't know, a minute, it's 70 now. Oh, that didn't take a lot of time. Wow. türa ma sulan ära seda, mine perse. Kuradi midagi ei tööta. Aknad lahti ei käi. Oh. Dude, I think it's going great. I'm gonna melt any moment. There's like no suspension at all. You're just kind of chomping around with the machine. Much better here. But guys, I think I'm gonna do like a little change in plans. I don't think I can fit everything here. By here I mean in this area. So most likely I'm just gonna patch it up slightly, just enough so I have enough to smooth it out later with Joseph maybe, and everything else will go into that little mountain. So I'm gonna just stockpile it. Mis asi see peab? Nagu mingi auku kukud vahepeal. Türa küll, ma ei saa aru, mis see toimub. That's so scary. I think because the operator is like at an elevated position, every time the tractor goes like that or that, you're like, oh man, this thing is gonna tip over, but it's not. This is still gonna take forever, but clearly faster, right? I don't think we should Joseph this mountain away. That's even gonna take longer, bro. But anyway guys, I think I'm gonna draw you on a little time lapse. I mean, pretty straightforward adventure from here on out. I'm gonna be jumping around in this cab for a while. Hopefully nothing explodes on the machine. Dude, I told you, time lapse. What are you still doing here? and spans the provider. Guys, I'm starting to think maybe we shouldn't have bothered the Öckerman at all. Dude, that thing is just so good. It gets rid of the dirt plus smooths everything out at the same time. So I just imagine if I had to remove this entire mountain with the freaking Bobcat, bro. That would have taken forever. I think so far we've only been like maybe 5 hours inside that cab. This just goes so fast. I mean, apparently this pile was too small. We need to even make a bigger pile. Kind of starting to run out of space here though. I have to keep my roadway in mind, so I think I can't put any more here, sadly. Luckily we don't have a lot left. I guess I can throw a couple of piles on that side, and maybe we can build this pile slightly higher. It's kind of low at the moment, honestly. I think the electric post is like 8 or 9 meters, and if we cut that in half, that's gonna be like 4 or 4.5 meters of post, which should fit here like that against the mountain. But look at the freaking parking space, bro. I think we don't even need to bother Joseph for this mission. Maybe we can just do everything with that guy. Yeah, let's just kind of keep going here for a bit. Almost finished with the dirt mission. couple of days. Yeah, look at that. I told you guys the earth is flat. You did not believe me. Well, here's the evidence. Dude, the lot came out huge. And there should be more than enough space for everything, basically. Maybe one day we'll even be able to put like a giant hanger or something here. I mean, why not, right? Got the base already finished. Actually, the work is not quite finished yet. I would need to go over everything with Joseph. The Volvo did an amazing job today. Nothing but good words for that guy. The guy did everything in a single day. That giant freaking dirt mountain which was here, missing now. Bro, that part was so fast. I mean, if I had to use the Bobcat, bro, that engine probably would have quit like 3 times. Also the power on the Volvo. I mean, I take all my words back about you know, saying that the Volvo has like power issues. The problem is mostly in moi, because I'm a, well, kind of a pussy. I just need to put the stupid pedal to the floor and the thing will go through a mountain. Literally. I don't know what, but I think I have some type of illness when it comes to accelerator pedals. I always want to like feather it. I never want to max it out. I don't know, I'm kind of weird like that. Maybe it's a disease. But no, it's curing, I would say, because on Joseph, when I'm pushing, I usually flip the lever all the way to the maximum, so I have maximum power when pushing. You actually need to do that with Joseph or it will bog down. So maybe I can get rid of that disease. But you know, about the area not being finished, yeah, I need to go over the entire thing with Joseph. Need to smooth it out. The loader with the bucket is not really that great for smoothing unless you're going backwards, because if you go forward, then the bucket will just kind of sink into the ground very fast. And then you have like bunch of steps all over the place. So maybe you can like get rid of that if you're an experienced driver. But when I tried, I got like bunch of steps everywhere. It's just, the bouncing just kind of got so bad in the end, and I decided to not continue. But as of right now, as you know, I can't use Joseph because of that stupid bird nest, so I have to wait. But no, hopefully not that long. What is that? Dude, what are the chances of me finding like a chainsaw file after the work is finished? What the hell? That's weird. But in this area, need to level that as well, and I think Joseph is actually the best candidate for that. Just drive with the blade backwards. That will smooth everything out, bro. And about the mountain, obviously it's gonna stay here for a while. I decided to make it wider instead of dumping stuff here. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with the stuff, honestly. I think it's fine. It's not gonna get in my way because the road will be passable, so the mountain will not get in my way unless I need the space for something, but not right now. Maybe one day once we build some type of screener, then we can go through this mountain and get all that wonderful topsoil out of it while getting rid of the rocks and the roots and the stuff. Already got my test pile ready. Look at that. That mountain as well, I think it came out pretty good. Should be a pretty good backstop for logs. I actually think that's like an excellent idea. At first I was thinking maybe I'm gonna weld a bunch of I-beams together, but dude, that would mean I would need to go buy I-beams. Got my I-beam already there, and it's dirt. But anyway guys, I think I'm gonna go right now. I need to wait a bit for Joseph to get ready. And well, we're not quite done with the parking space yet. We still need to clean out the sides, make sure everything's nice, make that entrance, smooth everything. And yeah, I'm gonna go grab that other electric post as well, so we could cut that in half. Already placed those two. Plus bunch of other things as well, I guess. So most likely I'm gonna continue with the work immediately. And are we there yet? I know. Bye bye.